Hello, we are from the Bugfighter team, and now I will go through some main points in our test strategy. The following parts are included in this presentation: the objective and scope, test life cycle, test approach, standard, test execute, test report, and our team role. The eWheel is an online travel bus booking system, and the main objective of this strategy is to provide a comprehensive overview of how we intend to test this application. And we explain the methods and approach in detail. The objective of this project is to ensure the application is bug-free and meet both business and user criteria. The system is expected to function smoothly in the production environment. For the scope, we have two cycle testing will be conducted using the same environment. The first cycle will be done in the current environment, and the second cycle will be done after fixes are applied. The database testing and automation test will not be covered here because of the time is limited. The test lifecycle in this project will include requirement analysis to understand the requirement of the business need. Anything unclear has to be clarified from the project sponsor. For the test planning, the scope is defined, test plan is finalized, high-level estimate on the effort to be used to test application is created. For the test case development, the tester create detailed test case, test scenario, script, test data for execute. For the test environment setup, it will be prepared for the testing and will be created right after the test planning is completed. For the test execution, the tester will run the test based on the test case that's created before, and the status report will be sent out on the base of result of testing that is performed. Issue found will be tracked and reported accordingly. And for the closure, the test summary report is created. Secure side of the test delivery, turn over necessary project documentation to the support team, perform the retrospective meeting, and hand over as required. For the test approach, we focused on following the testing. The project will use the integrated waterfall methodology as guide in the application test development and testing. With the smoke test, this test will be performed to ensure the readiness of application and environment. Any issue found in this test will be raised to the development team for fixing. For the integration test, this test will be performed to ensure each component works together and provide the needed functionality, and all the functions in user and admin mode work correctly with the database. In the system test, we will make sure all behavior of the whole system work together smoothly in both user mode and admin mode. For the usability testing, this test will be performed to determine how easy for a user and for the user to navigate on the interface of the application that was developed. It will be measured based on the 10 principles of Jacob Nielsen usability heuristic to make sure the user interface design works as the user expects. For the exploratory testing, this test will discover, investigate, and learn about the functionality of their application. Availability testing will measure how often the application will be available for use. The load test will be performed to measure the ability of the application to handle concurrent users performing the same task at the same time. Cross-browser test is performed to check the application work in different browsers popular in the market. User acceptance tests will be performed and results will be presented to the business for approval. Use case and business flow will be focused to validate user expectation. For the test execution, test environment is provided by the project sponsor and was individually set up by each team member on their workstation. Two-cycle testing will be performed where all the functional tests indicated above will be covered in both cycles. Unplanned test case for execution will be executed in the first cycle. Uncritical and high defect found during the test execution in the first cycle need to be fixed before proceed to the next cycle. Any medium or low defects have to be discussed with the project sponsor before proceeding further in testing. Approval may be required to proceed to the next cycle. The fix will be applied to the environment to address the issue found, and the second cycle testing can be started right after the development of the fix. Priority to test in the second cycle will focus on the testing the functionality in cycle 1 and the test case that have successfully passed in the first cycle will also be checked for consistency but will be list of priority. Any issue that may arise will be reported for further fixing. Also, all critical and high severity defects should be fixed to complete the testing. The four severity level will be used to apply to the issue or defect in the test life cycle. The first one is the critical. This is the highest severity. The model or product crash or the bug caused by non-recovery condition. The test is blocked. The second one is the high severity. The major system components are unused due to the failure or incorrect functionality. The third one is the medium, incorrect functionality of component or process, but can have some workaround. And the last one will be the low severity, is just a minor issue when the documentation error or something cosmetic. For the testing environment, we decided to test on the Chrome and Firefox, the latest version. For the test tool, we use the Microsoft Project for project planning, Zmatter for learning tests, WebScarab for security tests, Microsoft Excel for project management, and some other Microsoft Office for project documentation as well. The test result will be captured when any result that does not meet the expectation will be investigated for possible issue or bug in the application. The severity will be applied to the defect based on the impact of the issue to the functionality of the application. And then, based on that, the test report will be created. The tester report the test result to the test lead, and the test lead consolidated status and report to test manager. Test manager will provide the quick lead status to project sponsor via email and quickly meeting. The test report will include closed and outstanding issue or defect. If there's any issue in the testing result, the IAD log will be updated on the issue and will be discussed during quickly team meeting. And the last but not least is our team role. And here's the detail of schedule to assign the role to each team member for project manager, QA lead, QA, squad, and tech lead. On the role will be switched every 3 weeks.